Hi guys, welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. Today I thought I'd do a quick video just showing you what you get with the Tokyo Marui FNX-45 with the full set. So this is a Tokyo Marui gun, so it's going to be entirely made of plastic, but all the working parts inside are going to be made of metal. As you can see, pretty nice box, but we're not really here for that. So inside you can see we've got the gun itself. I do have a spare magazine. We've got the 16mm clockwise pistol suppressor and some various different replacement back straps. This is an accessory box. You can almost see where it says there. Ooh, not quite. So this is your accessory box. It will have your barrel plug, some tester BBs which are fine to use, and some dry fire adapters. In the lid you've got your instruction manual and everything tucked behind here. So let's have a look at the pistol itself. So this particular one does have the Tokyo Marui red dot sight on it. So you've got a low power, high power and off in the middle. So it's quite nice. If you don't have that, the actual sights are pretty nice. They're a 3-dot affair, and if I remember rightly, they are actually glow in the dark. So if I put a light and charge them up a little bit, you probably can't see, so there's already a light on, but they do hold their charge, and they're white in the day and green at night. So not bad. If I turn the sight on, so you do get them to co-witness, and if I put it on high power, that is daylight bright and actually pretty good. So as I'm trying to do with these things, we'll go tit to butt. The gun is of course completely empty, not that it really matters too much on this. So this is 16mm clockwise threading that we have on here. It's a metal thread protector. I believe this is actually metal threads, but on a plastic barrel, which means that it's nice and keeping it all nice and lightweight. So the front sight is plastic. The rear sight again is plastic on this. The takedown lever here is made of metal. Your slide stop is metal. This is your safety, which disconnects the trigger, and it's also a decocker. So you do that and it will move the gun to a half cock position, which you can shoot from. Moving back, we've got a metal hammer on here, and we also have a metal trigger and a metal mag release, which is ambidextrous, as is the slide stop and the safety. So this is a decent gun if you're a left-handed shooter. So you can slot the slide, put the safety on, and do everything lefty. So pretty good. It is quite a big gun. It's designed to replicate a 45, so this is going to be a bit bigger than your Glocks or anything like that. Let's have a quick look at the branding. So this seems to be something that TM do pretty well. They're obviously not licensed to do this, but so it's 45 ACP, FNX-45 Tactical, the FN Herschel, or their impression of the logo, again repeated on the grip here. And underneath you do have a, I'm not sure if my camera will get it, there you go. You do have a serial number. On this side you do have stainless steel, and just underneath on the frame, ASGK Tokyo Marui, made in Japan. On the slide you've got some pretty nice aggressive slide serrations front and back, and the actual grip itself is also quite nice. It is just plastic, but this back part feels kind of like rubberized, and these are exactly the same. It will feel slightly rubbery, but this is what it comes installed with. I've not changed it. Checkered back strap, obviously, if you prefer one with just ridges down it. It's personal preference, you can swap it out. It's pretty simple. I think they just peel off pretty much. I've not actually done it yet. I'm perfectly happy with the way that it is. So this is both a single and a double action pistol. So let's test the single action. So a little bit of take up, pretty clean break, nice loud reset, pretty good. So the double action there, it's quite a curve, so that's all pretty light, and then it really starts sort of getting harder and harder and harder. But again, quite predictable. If obviously as soon as you fire one shot, you're going to be firing from single action from that point onwards. The gun is pretty snappy. Like I said, I've checked it. This magazine has some green gas in it, so we'll just see what it's like. So it's a pretty nice blowback on it. It's not quite as snappy as something like the USP that I actually reviewed. By the way, this isn't a review. I've not had a chance to take this out on the field enough times, so I've taken it out once or twice. So that's not enough for me to properly review it, but it is enough for me to sort of talk about it a little bit. So one thing that you will notice on here is the seam lines on here. They are very, very prominent, and all the way down the front here you can, these seam lines are, I don't know whether they're on the real one or not, but they don't look that good. And actually something that you can get here is, if I pull down on the front rail, you can see that I'm actually kind of separating parts of it. I'm going to show you a bit of that. So in order to take it down, you've got this, it's a bit like a Beretta, so you push it back to here, spin this round, and the slide will come off. You've got your hop-up adjustment in here. You've got a metal guide rod and spring. It's a pretty light spring, and it does have the notch on, so it is captured. So I've just knocked out of position, so there we go, and it sits in there comfortably. Inside here you can see these are the bars that are the slide stop, and in the front here, so if I pull down on here, you can actually kind of see it kind of separates a little bit. That's not ideal. If they put like just another screw or something in the front here to kind of secure that, it probably would have been a little bit better. But as you can see, all the internals are holding up pretty well. Like I said, you know, I've not put tens of thousands of rounds through this or anything, but it is, you know, certainly probably had 1,000 or so go through it. So it's had quite a bit of sort of home testing. Putting it back on, just line it back up, push it back, and there we go. So that's probably my biggest gripe, that this bit kind of pulls down. If you do put an X300 on here, it's even easier to do. So you can see that gap that I'm creating. And if you've got an A version, as I always talk about, it's going to wibble and wobble a little bit on here. So that's not ideal. I'll see if there's any gas in this one. I'll show you what it's what the gun is like shooting from behind. So it's running a little bit lower there, but you get the idea. One thing that did surprise me actually with this, and I'm just going to go grab 2 bottles of gas to illustrate my point. So I don't know if you can see, but if I try and get them about level, this one has a longer nozzle than this one. So which of these was almost running out? Not that one. empty. Now I'm pressing as hard as I can. It's properly lined up. I'm going in the right direction. That's not putting any gas in. Nothing. You've got to use something with a metal, because it's the only thing that's actually long enough. You can see, I don't actually know how you get the base plate off. It's really nice. It's rubberized. You can definitely drop these, but I don't actually know how they come off. You see the pins. It's a pin magazine. I do prefer the ones with a screw in the bottom because they are just easier to maintain. I can't even remember what the capacity is on this. Probably about 25, 26 BBs, similar to like the USP or something like that. So let's also get the suppressor on. So let's do a few shots with this on. So it looks pretty cool, it's got to be said. So shooting with the suppressor on. That was the dying mag. So as you can see, the suppressor is sort of light enough that it doesn't really make a lot of difference. I do have a set of scales which I will just use quickly. You can see on the websites obviously how much they weigh. 59 grams, so pretty light. So what do I think of this gun overall? Well, after taking it out for a few games, it's pretty good. The shooting performance is pretty standard for Tokyo Marui, which is very good. It is a fun gun. The recoil on it is quite good. It is quite snappy. If you're one of those guys that does like to have a 45, then this is probably one to consider. Because obviously you can fit a lot of gas in these mags, so you'll have no trouble getting through all of the shots, even in the cold. Like I said, I got this in, God, I can't even remember, maybe 6 months ago, but I only got to take it out to a couple of games, and it wasn't actually particularly warm when I played as well. And obviously I've been shooting over the winter months, and it's been fine. So yeah, overall it's a pretty cool gun. Especially if you like the whole 50 shades of FDE, because you've got a couple of different tones here. I must say, actually, they have made the slide look pretty good. It does almost look metallic, and it's quite a thick plastic that they use on it. So overall, it is actually quite impressive, and it does have, as with all of their newer models, instead of the slide catch actually catching on the slide, there's a reinforced internal mechanism that it will catch on. So you can kind of see it at the bottom there. So yeah, you can see it moving just on the inside. Either way, it means that this pistol is actually designed to last. And like with all of my Tokyo Marui pistols, I still run it on green gas. I've never had any problems. They run up to like 280, 290 FPS, really decent hop up, so you'll get some good range. But I think the things that probably the most things to consider is make sure that you're using the right kind of gas can. If you normally use these kind of gas cans and you pick one of these pistols up, then you're going to have to think about just either getting an extension nozzle or something like that. Something I didn't expect. But actually, yeah, it's a pretty cool gun. I'll do a review at some point in the future, and I'll do hopefully a shooting test and things like that when lockdown is over. But I just wanted to give you give you guys a look at what I think is actually one of the pretty cool TM guns. They've just come out with a black one. I think last time I looked there was one left on fire support. So if you like this and you like everything about it, but you don't like the colour, then they've got a black one now, so you can get that. So anyway, this has just been my not really unboxing, but like look at what you get with the Tokyo Marui FNX-45. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If not, let me know, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next one.